Hi, this is Real World Audio, and this is a little unexpected video. And this is about a little experience. So I was just watching on YouTube. There is a wonderful tango video posted by Cedric and Charlotte when they are teaching a tango seminar, and that's a performance, a demonstration performance at the end of it, and they are dancing to a Billie Eilish song when I was older, and actually that song is actually, when you look at the dance that they are dancing for the song, it just gives so much more extra dimensionality to it. But especially now that I'm watching it on a projection screen, it's like really truly huge. So what you are seeing now, it doesn't look as big as my field of vision. It's kind of like feels like this when I'm watching it, and and of course I was listening with the voice of the Lancelots, and these speakers, what how I voice them is they don't have that huge mid-bass hump that many loudspeakers have, because mostly because of poor matching to the room. People end up in most cases with a overblown mid-bass, and the deep bass just falls down like a rock plummeting into the ocean, and the deep bass is just not happening. And people try to fix it by adding a subwoofer, but then you have like a deep bass coming out, but then it's the top of the subwoofer is fighting with the mid bass of the main speaker. So um, sooner or later you can work out something, but it's never going to be as good as a continuous system with one driver producing uh, the lower 5 octaves full range with continuity. Because basically my 15, or I would say 16-inch drivers, they are 16-inch really, not 15, they work down from reach up to 500 hertz, and they reach down to basically to 11 hertz, but I would say the usable range is mostly around 13 hertz. That's where it's still strong. And when you have music that has like this super low bass, that deep bass and subsonic bass content to it, so where it's not the mid bass that carries the most of the energy, it's not limelighting, that's not the only purpose, but you have deep bass and subsonic bass, that's just completely transformative. And nowadays the newer musics, they have more and more that deep bass and sub bass added to their content, and those frequencies like 20 hertz, around 20 hertz and lower, you cannot really hear those. We can truly hear down to about 30 hertz, and under that it's just literally about feelings, that resonances that are picked up by your body, and your body starts to vibrate to it, and those vibrations are picked up by your neuronal system and transmitted to your brain as hormonal changes, and you get that there's something changing. The whole perception of a song, of a reproduction, is totally changed when there is infrasonic material, also another name for subsonic, which means that it's inaudible but it has an effect for you. And this Billie Eilish song is like that. And just recounting my experience, I just watched it 3 times in a row. And at first you can just attune to it, and towards the end of the song you start to realize that some things were starting to happen in your body. It was not just all the sound at your ears. And when I listened to it the second time, then I noticed that there are things going on. So because I did not voice my system to have that obscene mid-bass peak, I do not get this content in a format that is caused, that is perceived as that oppressive pressure in your chest, and that it's kicking your guts. And that might be fun, but if you want to listen to a system that does that at high SPL, for you want to listen to like a couple of Rush albums or whatnot, by the end you will be worn out, and you will have a hangover next day, literally, because of the abuse you suffered from your stereo system. So on purpose, I voiced it so that the mid bass does not go up through the roof. It stays within bounds, and that also allows you to perceive the subsonic content, the very deep bass, at a much more perceptible level. And and that's a trip. That's the weirdest thing that can happen to you, and the craziest experience of any audiophile experiences. And towards the end of the song, where we are now out 4 minutes by 4.3 minutes, by the time I reach that, I can literally feel the bone marrow sloshing in my bones. So I do not have that oppressive, pressurized feeling that you get for most systems when you set up a swarm of subs that, ooh, now I'm getting the, that pressure, that your head is exploding, that your chest is exploding, your guts exploding. No, there's no explosive feeling, but the music, it just gets under your skin, under your muscles, resonates with, not just with your bone but your marrow. It's crazy. And now by the time I'm finished playing it 3 times, my arms are tingling in the same way that when I got electroshocked. So I was working on my preamplifier, and that had some exposed 300 volts on it, and I touched first the plate cap because it had an exposed plate cap, and then I touched with my elbow the chassis. So basically, in this case, you do a reverse electrocution. Normally, you touch ground first and then you touch the positive, and that feels like a really bad experience. Now, when you do the other way, you touch positive first and then you ground yourself, then basically you are pushing electrons into your body. In the other scenario, you are ripping electrons off. And when I did that, it felt like a bone massage. My hands felt like so good after that, that tingling sensation. And now I have the same tingling sensation as if I had that electric bone massage. And that's because those infrasonic frequencies, they were making the bone marrow resonate within my bones. And that's the sort of thing that you will experience if your system is capable of doing infrasonic energy with high quality. If the rest of the frequency range is not high quality, then it will still come out as oppressive and hurt your ears. But in this case, it was like velvet soft for the ears, and the most haunting experience, really. I never really heard Billie Eilish before, and I just knew her name from Steve Gutenberg's videos. He's always talking about Billie Eilish, how good it sounds when systems are capable of reproducing really low energy bass. And now, Steve, I know what you are talking about. I'm losing my voice here because it's an insane experience, and is just truly out of this dimension. It's something that you are not prepared to experience, and it will just take you really, really far. And when you watch this video, uh, I'm going to have a couple videos in the future and showcasing this song, this video, and to break it down how you can interact with music at a deeper level. This was just another audiophile sidetrack on this little series, just sharing my experience that I just had. And one more addition is that you see Machi is here, and she came down to listen to the music. So when I was playing second time, she sat down. Actually, she was there and looking at the screen and enjoying the music, and she is there because she is waiting for me to play it again. So thank you guys, have a wonderful night, and we will continue to have fun here. Bye bye.